Cristiano Ronaldo didn't show up, and the world is asking why. How can a league built around one superstar survive when he vanishes at the biggest moment? Tonight, we uncover the shocking reasons behind his no-show and reveal what it means for the future of the Saudi Pro League. But what happens next will leave even the most loyal fans speechless. Stay tuned. We'll explain everything in this video step by step. Don't skip it. Ladies and gentlemen, football fans around the world are rubbing their eyes because the name on every ticket, every billboard, every highlight reel was missing in action. Cristiano Ronaldo's shock no-show has left the Saudi Pro League with more questions than answers. And oh yes, the drama is thick tonight. The stadium was ready, the fans were ready, the spotlight was screaming for its superstar. But when kickoff arrived, no Ronaldo, no trademark sprint, no power pose, just a collective gasp echoing through the stands. You could almost hear the popcorn stop crunching. Now let's be clear, this is a league that's been built around ambition, big dreams and even bigger names. And Ronaldo? He's not just a player here, he's the headline, the magnet, the global megaphone. When he doesn't show up, the entire football world leans forward and asks, what just happened? Was it fitness, fatigue, a quiet protest, or just football reminding us that even legends are human? Behind the scenes, officials scramble, fans speculate wildly in social media. Oh, it's on fire. Memes flying, debates raging, keyboards overheating. But don't get it twisted. This moment doesn't erase the achievements. Ronaldo's goals, his influence, his star power have already reshaped the league. He's lifted standards, pulled in eyes from every corner of the planet, and forced defenders to lose sleep at night. That legacy, still standing tall. Yet football thrives on presence, on moments, on heroes stepping onto the pitch when the lights are brightest. And tonight, the absence spoke louder than any goal celebration. So buckle up, because this story is far from over. The Saudi Pro League faces an awkward pause. Ronaldo faces the world's curiosity, and the next appearance, you can bet it'll be watched like a final. Stay locked in, because when Cristiano Ronaldo is involved, even when he's not, the football world never stops talking. Cristiano Ronaldo's unexpected absence sent a visible shockwave through the stadium long before the first whistle was blown. Fans had poured in wearing his name on their backs, holding phones ready to capture every step, every sprint, every trademark celebration. The atmosphere was built around anticipation, the kind that only a global superstar can generate. When the team sheets were released and his name was nowhere to be found, confusion spread quickly through the stands, turning excitement into disbelief. Murmurs grew louder, eyes darted toward the tunnel, and supporters kept waiting, half expecting a last-minute appearance that never came. For many fans, attending the match was not just about watching football, but about witnessing Ronaldo in the flesh. Families travelled long distances, some for the first time in their lives, purely for the chance to see one of the greatest players of all time live on the pitch. Tickets had been bought weeks in advance, schedules rearranged, and expectations set sky high. His absence felt personal to many, as if the main event had quietly been removed without warning, leaving people wondering what they were really there to witness. Inside the stadium, the energy shifted dramatically. Warm-up routines were watched with extra intensity, every movement analysed for a hint that Ronaldo might still emerge. When kickoff arrived without him, the realisation hit hard. Cheers became muted, chants lost their rhythm, and a sense of awkwardness lingered in the air. Even neutral observers could feel that something fundamental was missing, as though the match had lost a layer of its significance before it even began. Outside the ground and across social media, reactions exploded almost instantly. Supporters expressed frustration, disappointment and confusion, while others rushed to defend him without knowing the full story. Speculation replaced certainty, with theories ranging from minor fitness concerns to deeper issues behind the scenes. Hashtags began trending within minutes, and clips of fans reacting in disbelief spread rapidly, capturing raw emotion in real time. What made the absence sting even more was how central Ronaldo has become to the matchday experience. His presence elevates the occasion, turning ordinary league fixtures into global events. Broadcasters highlight him, marketing campaigns revolve around him, and opponents prepare specifically to face him. When that central figure is suddenly missing, the ripple effect is immediate and undeniable. For young fans in particular, the disappointment cut deep. Many see Ronaldo not just as a footballer, but as an icon, a symbol of dedication and excellence. Missing the chance to watch him live felt like a lost memory, something that might not come again. The gap between expectation and reality widened, leaving behind a lingering sense of what could have been. The Saudi Pro League suddenly found itself under an unforgiving spotlight, as Cristiano Ronaldo's absence triggered uncomfortable questions about credibility and trust. This is a league that has worked relentlessly to rebrand itself as a serious football destination. investing heavily in world-class talent, infrastructure, and global broadcasting. Every major signing has been framed as proof of ambition, proof that this competition belongs on the same global stage as Europe's elite leagues. When the most recognisable face of that project fails to appear, it doesn't just affect one match, it shakes the narrative the league has carefully built. Fans and analysts alike began questioning how much the league's image depends on individual superstars rather than the competition itself. When ticket sales, television ratings, and international attention are driven by the promise of seeing a single player, his absence exposes a fragile foundation. Supporters who travelled or tuned in specifically for Ronaldo were left feeling misled, and that sense of disappointment quickly transforms into doubt about transparency and communication. If the league wants to be taken seriously, moments like this test whether it can manage expectations with honesty and professionality. Broadcasters also felt the impact immediately. Promotional material, match previews, and highlight packages are often centred around marquee names, especially Ronaldo. When he doesn't play, the product being delivered no longer matches what was advertised. This raises questions about accountability and whether fans and media partners are being given accurate information ahead of time. In established leagues, star absences are often communicated clearly, allowing audiences to adjust expectations. The lack of clarity here amplified criticism and fueled skepticism. From a global perspective, critics who already doubted the league's sporting integrity were quick to react. Some argued that the project relies too heavily on star appeal rather than competitive balance and long-term development. Others questioned whether the league can sustain global interest if its biggest draws are unpredictable. These debates, fair or not, gain momentum when moments like this occur, especially when they involve a figure as globally influential as Ronaldo. There is also the issue of trust between the league and its growing international fan base. Credibility in football is built over time through consistency, reliability, and respect for supporters. When expectations are set and not met, even unintentionally, that trust is strained. Fans begin to wonder whether future matches will deliver what they are promised, or whether uncertainty is now part of the experience. For a league still establishing its identity on the world stage, these perceptions matter deeply. Behind the scenes, officials are likely aware that credibility cannot be bought with contracts alone. It is earned through organisation, communication, and the ability to handle high-profile situations smoothly. The Ronaldo no-show became a stress test, revealing how quickly enthusiasm can turn into scrutiny. The league's next steps, how it addresses concerns, manages star players, and communicates with fans, will shape whether this moment becomes a temporary setback or a lasting question mark that continues to follow the Saudi Pro League as it pushes forward, trying to balance star power with sporting legitimacy while the world watches closely, waiting to see if confidence can be restored without relying solely on famous names. Massive spotlight on star power versus reality. It's a phrase that perfectly captures the dilemma unfolding in the Saudi Pro League with Cristiano Ronaldo's unexpected absence. The league has invested heavily in building a spectacle, a product designed not just to entertain but to signal its arrival on the global football stage. Superstar signings are the marquee attractions, the centerpiece of every broadcast, social media campaign and marketing strategy. Yet when a figure like Ronaldo does not step onto the pitch as expected, the gap between the hype surrounding star power and the realities of the game becomes immediately evident. The excitement, the promise, the anticipation, all are tied to an individual's presence. And when that presence is missing, the illusion of invincibility shatters in real time. For the fans, this dichotomy is glaring. Supporters came with high expectations, fueled by the spectacle of celebrity football, the allure of seeing one of the world's greatest players in action. When the reality doesn't match the marketing or the anticipation, disappoint. Disappointment is almost inevitable. The stadium, packed with people who had built their experience around witnessing Ronaldo's performance, suddenly feels incomplete. The energy that normally radiates from a stadium filled with expectant eyes and roaring chants becomes fractured. There is still football being played, yet the absence of the superstar creates an emotional void that no tactical analysis, no skillful passing, and no goals can entirely fill. Meanwhile, the media frenzy underscores this tension between perception and reality. Global news outlets, social media influencers, and football pundits pivot immediately to dissect the implications of the no-show. Headlines scream questions about professionalism, league credibility, and the impact on fans. Clips of empty celebrations, reactions of confused supporters, and the contrast between pre-match hype and matchday reality flood timelines. The conversation shifts from the tactical nuances of the game to the broader spectacle surrounding it. Every missed sprint, every empty sideline, every unanswered question about why Ronaldo wasn't there is magnified because of the gap between what star power promises and what reality delivers. The league itself is caught in the crossfire. Investments in facilities, team rosters, and broadcast deals were made with the expectation that these stars would provide a reliable anchor for the global audience. Marketing campaigns, ticket sales, and sponsorships are all calculated on the assumption that big names bring consistent visibility. When those assumptions fail even once, it exposes vulnerabilities that the league must confront quickly. Fans may begin to question whether they are watching a competition built on footballing merit or one overly dependent on the magnetism of global superstars. Even for players on the field, the spotlight on one individual can create pressure and distort perspectives. Teammates and opponents alike are aware that the narrative often focuses less on the collective performance and more on the presence or absence of a single player. Moments of brilliance or tactical ingenuity may go unnoticed because the story of the day is dominated by the drama surrounding a star's availability. The tension between the idealized image of football and the unpredictable realities of scheduling, fitness, and circumstance becomes unavoidable, leaving both fans and insiders to reconcile the excitement of star power with the unpredictability of real life. In every sense, this moment highlights a fundamental truth about modern football. While global superstars can draw unparalleled attention and elevate the profile of a league overnight, their absence can expose the fragile gap between spectacle and substance, challenging fans, media, and organizations to confront the reality behind the shining image of star power, and forcing the sport to navigate a delicate balance between expectation and experience as the drama unfolds on and off the pitch, with scrutiny focused sharply on whether the promise of celebrity can ever fully align with the unpredictable rhythm of the beautiful game, leaving every stakeholder to question what it truly takes to turn star power into lasting legitimacy. All eyes are now on Cristiano Ronaldo's next move, and the anticipation is electric. In modern football, a superstar's actions off the pitch often carry as much weight to their performance on it, and Ronaldo has proven time and again that the world watches every decision he makes. His no-show has ignited a firestorm of speculation, analysis, and debate, with fans, pundits, and club officials alike wondering what comes next. Will he address the public directly, issue an explanation, or remain silent, letting the mystery fester? Each possibility carries implications not just for his personal brand, but for the league he represents, the team he plays for, and the global football audience that hungers for answers. The pressure is immense. Social media timelines are overflowing with reactions, some supportive, some critical, and many just plain bewildered. Hashtags trend within minutes, news outlets scramble to provide updates, and speculation runs wild about whether the absence was due to injury, fatigue, personal reasons, or something deeper behind the scenes. Every gesture, statement, or social media post is being dissected, interpreted, and amplified. The global nature of Ronaldo's influence means that this is not just a local or regional story. It is a worldwide spectacle, and every potential next step will be scrutinized with an intensity reserved for only the most iconic athletes. For the Saudi Pro League, Ronaldo's next move carries strategic weight. The league has invested heavily in his presence, banking on the global attention and credibility his name brings. If he addresses the situation transparently, it could help stabilize fan confidence and protect the league's reputation. Conversely, if ambiguity continues, it may reinforce doubts about reliability and professionalism, creating longer-term questions about how the league manages star players. Clubs, sponsors, and broadcasters are all watching closely, knowing that his response, or lack thereof, could influence ticket sales, viewership numbers, and commercial partnerships for months to come. There is also the human element. Ronaldo, despite his extraordinary career, is still a professional athlete with personal considerations, pressures, and motivations that the public rarely sees. Balancing physical fitness, mental health, contract obligations, and personal life is no small task, and the stakes are magnified when every movement is scrutinized by millions of fans worldwide. The absence highlights the tension between individual agency and public expectation, revealing how closely a player of his stature is tied to both the sport, spectacle, and its reality. Meanwhile, the ripple effects are immediate and tangible. Teammates may feel increased pressure to perform without their star presence, coaches must adjust strategies, and opponents may recalibrate their approach. Media narratives shift. not just analysing the game itself, but the drama surrounding it, making Ronaldo's next steps a focal point for weeks to come. Fans, too, are left in a state of suspended anticipation, eager for clarity yet bracing for disappointment if answers are delayed. Ultimately, every action Ronaldo takes in the coming days will be magnified. A public statement could ease tension, a social media post could spark renewed discussion, and a sudden return to play could reignite excitement and confidence. All eyes are locked on him because the implications of his next move extend far beyond one match. They touch the credibility of the league, the morale of his teammates, the expectations of global fans, and the perception of football at large, creating a high-stakes moment in which the decisions of a single individual can reshape narratives, influence markets, and define the course of a sporting institution. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.